Brilliance Audio presents The Law of Enclosures by Dale Peck, performed by Patrick Lawlor and Carly Robbins. Spring 1990 to fall 1991. Part 1. The Bough Breaks. The apparition of these faces in the crowd, petals on a wet black bough. Ezra Pound in a station of the metro.
1. Confection. The child Beatrice lived submerged in a world of emotion that swirled around everywhere, but never touched her. Underwater in a wetsuit, Beatrice felt the pressure of her parents' love for each other bearing against her own body. It lifted her up, it held her down, it tantalized her with its untouchable nearness. But she sensed that if she somehow managed to penetrate the thin membrane separating her body from theirs, that she would drown, and so she never poked too hard, just sat and watched, listened, silently. Watched and listened, and smelled and felt and even tasted. Her parents' love was so palpable that it seemed to invade all her senses, and sometimes it was so strong that she floated to their bedroom on the current that filled the house whenever they were home. In their small warm room, the lid on emotions could never quite close. The heady air, the wrinkled bedspread, a discarded pair of underwear, all these things led Beatrice to believe that she was dangerously, intoxicatingly close to their secret. Tucked into the pink plush of a chair, pretending that her attention was focused on the tiny black and white television, Beatrice witnessed again and again the contradiction of her mother's hair. Its gold plates were as textured as the trail left behind a paintbrush. They made Beatrice think of running water gone suddenly cold, frozen. Hair swirled about her mother's head, in a halo of long, gentle, rigid curls, each stuck in place by clouds of hairspray that fell on Beatrice's arms and clung to them like filaments from a spiderweb. "Honey, please," her mother would say if Beatrice dared touch the pointed tip of a curl. "I'm trying to fix my hair." Beatrice's father sat on their bed, and he too did a bad job of pretending to watch the television when his attention was really focused on his wife. Always, by the time her mother got to her hair, her father would be fully clothed, only shoeless, and on the quilted white satin spread his long legs, in their dark pants, floated like slivers of chocolate atop steamed milk. His hair was as short and wiry and dark as the brush her mother used, and his hands paced the length of his thighs. "Pretty tonight," he would say every night. "Your hair." In the corner chair, Beatrice followed his gaze to its target, then looked at his eyes again, and then at the mantle of hair, and her mind filled with an image of candy-coated ice cream, soft underneath its outer shell. Her father's hands squeezed his legs lightly. His fingers ran through his hair, and the rippling brush played with light the way velvet does. And then her father would swing his legs in their black pants and black socks off the bed and slip them into black shoes, and then, together, her parents would be gone. Later, it will come to seem prefigured. Her mother had had to die before Beatrice could find herself, and her father had had to die before she could find Henry. There was an end to things, marked most clearly by her parents' death, and there was a new beginning, marked by her enrollment in college at the age of 25, and then, as if in confirmation, there was Henry. Beatrice had lived exactly a quarter century, a third of her life, half her most productive years.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?